All set to go for qualifying day here for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Welcome to Free Practice 2 coverage ahead of round 13 of the series. Emilia-Romagna is calling. Let's cross over to TNT Sports to get ready for all the action to begin.
Good morning, Susie. Yep, we are ready to go with this half an hour session. And as Susie said, it's a free practice, so these times not relevant as regards qualifying, which is coming up at the end of this session. It will be a feisty one in Q1 to see who's going to try and get through. You've got a couple of Ducatis in it, KTMs, and are going to be going out in that one. But for now, we've got half an hour to have a look at your setup for the race. I suppose the other thing is lay a bit of rubber down on this racetrack. Interestingly, what the riders said yesterday was they thought they were going to get a non-grippy track. We went out in the morning and it had rained and it was still a bit patchy. And actually, Neil, what they seemed to find was this track offers a lot of grip with the much cooler temperatures we've got. It's about 20 degrees track temperature. It's cool. And that extra grip seems to me, judging by the times and the laps yesterday, plays into the hands a little bit of the GP24s, in particular Martin and Bagnaia.
It certainly looked that way. Off that extra grip, they can utilise it with the sort of slightly advanced lowering device they've got on that 24 Ducati, and especially this year with that the Michelin slick, the new Michelin slick for this season, definitely offers more grip, and so we saw that they clearly looked like they had an advantage.
What's on the agenda for this session now, do you think? Bearing in mind, they've had a whole weekend, they've had a whole day of testing, they've had yesterday as well when we've had a new lap record, as we saw that brilliant lap that Pecco Bagnaia did. So what on earth are they going to do in this half an hour free practice session that they haven't done already?
Well, believe it or not, they will be trying some things. It's never ending. You can, even if you do a million laps around the track, there's still something to discover. There'll be one area that you're working on. It could be electronics, it could be one turn of preload off the front, it could be the smallest of small things. It could be tyre pressures in the front. It's obviously the things they play with. So even though you think surely they're at the ceiling of where they can be with bike development setting around this track, that's never the case. So they'll have, in my opinion, they'll have on what they are going to assume are going to be the sprint race tyres, and they're going to do a little simulation now. That's what I'd be doing.
I thought that too, but then a lot of riders have gone out with the soft front. There has been something, hasn't there? They aren't able to use the hard front that had been brought here. They have to go for the medium in general. And we saw yesterday, Michael, just good news about Alex Rins, he's back out there. He missed out yesterday, was properly under the weather, high temperature, but has woken up feeling much better this morning, so that's good news. But just going back, Michael, to the tyres, we saw all that rash of crashes towards the end of the session yesterday, all front end, all strange in some way, but it felt in general as if we know the soft tyres, the tyre you're going to go faster on the rear. You want to use the soft tyre for warm-up for the front, but you need the stability of the medium, and that soft is pushing the front then when you've got the medium in, and that's almost the conundrum you've got to get your head around.
Yeah, it is the typical scenario. You're trying to counter one problem. You put the softer rear option in for the sprint, you get a bit of a push, enter a turn, just what we've seen from Digi. You can't stop the bike to the last part of the turn. The grip from the rear overpowers the medium front, where it doesn't just have the traction to tip in there. It does provide stability in the braking zones, but yeah, it's always a trade-off. So soft front, if it doesn't walk too much, will be the better tyre to possibly use if the temperatures don't increase too much this afternoon for the sprint. But you would say they'll be leading towards the medium front for tomorrow afternoon's main feature race.
Every time they'll be going through that final corner, and there's also a camera on the front straight, you see this cloud, and I'm thinking, oh no, someone's down. It's the cloud of flies. It's like, I think Steve mentioned it before. You can see it there again, like flying ants have come. Look at them in the background of everyone. It's like the flying ant day here. Post-rain, they have, of course, they had their weekend last time out. It rained massively on the Sunday night of the Grand Prix. Huge downpours. And then they tested. It was damp in the morning. They tested as the day went on. And since then, there have been...
Hello. And it's while Joshua does something upstairs, I decided to come and cover this. I just seem to be the commentator this weekend for MotoGP. So I'm fine with it. It's been quite exciting so far. Right, Martin is currently top with a 133.314. See, in this session, they actually all seem to want to actually get out there and actually do something, which is unusual for recent times, I must say. Mia's just gone top with a 132.820, probably his highest of the weekend, to be honest, when thinking about it, because he's been quite near the bottom of the field. Gonna get a lot of lap times right now coming up, because a lot of people are estimated to go first. Okay, Acosta goes second with a 132.931. Binder goes second with a 132.902. Zarco goes second with a 132.768. And currently the top 10 looks like Morbidelli, who's gone top. I didn't even notice that. 132.518. Oh, it's just come up. Martin goes second with a 132.527. Raul Fernandez goes third with a 132. I did not see that, so a 132.594. Marc Marquez is estimated first position, but so is Quartararo. Marquez seems to be actually getting a lot more time than Quartararo, so Quartararo is likely to go second while Marquez goes first. Bagnaia is still in the pit lane. Marc Marquez goes to the top with a 132.323, and Quartararo goes fourth for 132.541. Here is a replay of Marc Marquez and Quartararo. I think this is them going into the last corner. Is turn 16 the last corner? If it is, then yes, because either way they're going into turn 16. Acosta goes up into 6th. Lap time cancelled at 4:89. So Martin has his lap time cancelled, as does Acosta. Nakagami goes 9th. Binder goes top with a 132.102. Right, top 10, if they can actually stay still for a moment, is... No, they can't. Okay, first Binder, second Marc Marquez. Miller is third, Morbidelli fourth, Quartararo fifth, sixth is Oliveira, Raul Fernandez is seventh, Mir is eighth, Nakagami is 10th now because Bastianini's just gone into third position. So imagine everyone I just said below third and push them down one. Estimated third is Jack Miller right now. He is almost 1.5 seconds off. No, not 1.5 seconds, 1.5 tenths off the pace of what Brad Binder has done. And working on the bike there, that is Bagnaia, I believe. Not very happy with his last lap time, I see. Currently, he has been pushed down to 19th since he's been in the pit lane. 22 minutes left of the session. Though Quartararo goes top with a 132.049. Oh, and off into the gravel, that is, got Red Bull, I'm guessing that is Jack Miller right now. Yep, 43. That is Jack Miller going off into the gravel. Here's a replay of that. He just goes straight on. He doesn't even attempt to make things. I think he braked far too late, so he had no choice, though. Straight on into the gravel, turn 13. Morbidelli goes top with a 131.983, first 31s of the day. Augusto Fernandez goes 8th, Acosta goes 5th, Bastianini is 6th, now goes into 3rd with a 132.062. Martin goes top with a 131.692. Raul Fernandez goes 8th with a 132.471. And someone's about to move up the order. I believe it is it Mark? Little bit off for Mark, just fair, though he is a 10th ahead still. Goes top with a 131.490. beating very much the time of Marc Marquez. How much did he beat it by? He beat it by around 0.2 of a second. Acosta is currently estimated to go first with just 15 thousandths of a second faster than Marquez at the moment. Before his crash yesterday, he was doing extremely well in the weekend, so let's hope he has found everything again. I've just seen so much dust in the air. And Acosta goes third with a 1:31.860. Yeah, there is so much dust in the air. Off the track slightly for Acosta there. Wonder if his lap time will be deleted for that. If so, that's a shame. There's so much dust in the air. You can even see it on the camera lens there. Like, the air is so dusty and they're not running through clean air at all, it seems. Because I can just see so much moving through the air right now. And that's going to cause problems. You can see it on the visors too. Pecco, come on. Yeah, not doing too well, though there's still 19 minutes left of the session. Still a lot of time. Bezzecchi goes 9th with a 1:32.333. Yeah, there's still a lot of time left of the session now. So, if he gets out now, he could probably do it. Though, it doesn't seem like they're going to take away Acosta's lap time. So that's good for him. Bastianini is 40 thousandths off the pace. Well, ahead of the pace of Marc Marquez. So he's yet to go. Yeah, now he's 69 thousandths of a second slower than Marc Marquez going into Sector 3. And Sector 3 is near the end of it. It's a nightmare. Right, Acosta is entering the pit lane now. Probably just happy with his third and decided, you know what, let's stop for a minute. Bagnaia, I hope, should be coming out soon. Aleix Espargaro goes into 18th. Vinales is entering the pit lane, as well as a lot of other people on the track right now. Right now we're looking at Bastianini. Yeah, that air is dusty. That is so hard to race in. I wonder what qualifying will be like if the air is still like this by the time that they get to that, which is very soon actually. Bastianini does a 1:31.978 and goes 6th. Quartararo is estimated 3rd position from his place in 4th, though he is currently 45 thousandths of a second off the pace of Marc Marquez's time, which is good, to be honest. He could actually get 2nd, though he goes 3rd with a 1:31.813. Marc Marquez is entering the pit lane right now. And I wonder when Bagnaia is going to head back out. And Quartararo goes off, and you can see him saying to himself, what was I thinking? Where am I going wrong? I'm seeing a lot of people actually go round that corner this weekend and miss it. So I reckon we're going to see a lot of that in the race, because no one seems to be able to take that corner after going off a fast lap. And given races are basically continuous fast laps, they're going to really struggle out there if they can't seem to make that corner. Oh, I figured out what it is. It's not dust in the air, it's flies. The screen is just... There are so many flies about. What is that? That is definitely going to cause frustration to the drivers. You can see them cleaning the bikes. That is so many flies right now. I don't know why. The track is just full of flies. That could be very unpleasant for the riders. So a little bit of a wobble there for Martin going round one of the corners. Bastianini's entering the pit lane. Everyone except Bezzecchi and Martin are in the pit lane. Quartararo's still out too, and he has missed that corner too. And I really think Marc needs to peel off his visor, because you cannot see out of that. I'm sorry, that is just too full with flies and stuff. Cannot see out of that. I wouldn't be able to. I find it annoying. I find one annoying. Right. Let's look. No one seems to be improving, so people seem to be on the slow lap. Well, the 2 people out who are not seeming to be improving, so they could be about to enter the pit lane. Oh, there's 3 people out now. Marini, it seems, has decided to come out of the pit lane. Bagnaia has not been out of the pit lane in a while, so hopefully he should be out on the track soon. hopefully, I would say with clean air, but those flies are making it abundantly clear that it's not clean air. Right. What is this? Just seeing Martin's sector times. Miller comes back out onto the track after he must have changed his tyres, or at least cleaned them up a bit after going in the gravel. Martin seems to be doing quite well. Oh, to be a fan right now in the grandstands, I've just thought, it's like, it must be hell. Bugs everywhere. They must be like trying to whack them away. Yeah, it's true that if they take the tear off, then it's just going to get even more flies on it. But if you don't take it off, you're not going to be able to see properly. Right, a lot of people coming back out onto the track now. And it's Binder, Miller, Nakagami and Marini all currently out on the track. Bagnaia, are you going to make an appearance on the track? Because honestly, you need it. You are in last position, and given your championship hopes, you'd think you want to practice those fast laps. Weirdly, it seems to be clearer in the grandstand than it is the pit lane of the flies. So, 10. Which one? Marini. That's who I couldn't remember the number of, because I've seen him so much in the pit lane. It's Marini. Marini is number 10. It seems like he's running a different livery. Or at least it seems like that to me. Either that or I've just not seen him in a while. So, 13 and 40 seconds left of the session right now. You can just see all the flies throughout. You can see them even from a little distance on the visor of Luca Marini. He is 3/10 off pace currently, which isn't so bad. He might actually go 10th or something, which I honestly hope, because he has not been doing as well. There goes 7.5 tenths off the pace. Right, 13 minutes left of the session. People are beginning to come back out onto the track now. Is that Pecco Bagnaia? Is Bagnaia heading out? Yep. He is heading out after 10, maybe more minutes out of the practice, just sitting in the pit lane. Don't know why. Martin is in the Repsol Honda, which has been very battle was for the whole season. Yeah, true. That is very true. Pecco, wake up. He's listened to you. Oh, that was a lot of flies just then. He's listened to you, and Martin only just went. No, not Martin. Marini only went 20th then, with effectively clean air. So, not really. What's happened to him and his bike recently? Bagnaia finally out on the track. Obviously, his opening lap will not be that fast, never is. Look, catching a little bit of air there on the straight. Luca Marini is. Marc Marquez is just examining everyone on the thing. Oh, and he's got a new visor thing on. He's torn the other one off. Here is Martin. What are we seeing for him? A lot of flies. Nope, there. See all that? That's not dust. I thought it was before. That's flies.
Just take a look there. This is a bit... So under braking.
See all that on the visors? Flies.
Yeah, you're right. That's not nice at all. Look at that. Well,
We're having to clean them off.
There was a huge rainstorm here last night, and that did cause a huge amount of issues out there on the circuit in terms of the dust and the layout. So,
yeah, everyone is covered with flies. So that's Oliveira after his crash yesterday. I'm very grateful that he is back out on the thing. But I'm even more grateful that D'Antonio seems to be completely all right from his crash yesterday when he got thrown around like a rag doll. Seems to be really out of breath that day.
You can disappear now if you need to.
Can if you want.
Take a seat.
When am I next in?
Well, it would actually be a trade-off. So you'd come to the commentary box at 10. Just after Q1, and then you'd go back upstairs, and we'll hand over. But I think at 10:15 the touring car session ends.
So, what time and what times am I actually next?
You're next needed in this commentary box at 10:11. So around about 41 minutes.
Jeez.
It's one of these weekends.
Bagnaia. 3/10 off the pace going into Sector 3. Sector 3, the end of it. He is currently in that, and it is a nightmare.
Yeah, we're seeing on the timing monitor as well exactly how bad of a situation it is at the moment. Oliveira up to 12th, 132.4 at the moment. Yeah, if you're wondering why I've been running around, you're looking at the only... Omi's around, but we can't do the streaming. You're looking at the only two members of JBMotorsports at the moment.
Yeah, anyone's available. 132.074 for Bagnaia, gone up into 7th. Not his best of the weekend, but there are 9 minutes left, so hold out hope.
You're doing more this weekend than I am with this.
Yes, I've done every single MotoGP so far.
And you're covering the sprint race later.
Yes.
There you go.
Shall I just leave you to this?
Yeah.
You need at least 9 minutes to yourself with this.
All right, off you go. I did do some of practice 1. And I will be doing qualifying. I'll see you for Q2. Megan's covering Q2 anyway. She gets to call the pole.
You can get to know what they're like.
No, I know what this track's like. I already did a week ago. See you in about 40 minutes. As they come into it. Bagnaia, P7, 46.381 in that middle sector. Martino, 131.490 as well. So Marc Marquez, that is. Then Martin, Quadraro, Acosta, Morbidelli, Bastianini, Bagnaia, Ralph Fernandez, Binder, Marco Bezzecchi has the top 10. So it's a real close off between them all. Lap time cancelled for the 88, exceeding track limits coming into it. And they're all going to have the attack between them all as they fly over. So, everyone now just getting in for the last 7 minutes. This will be the bike setup going through for the next session. Let's take a look at everyone's being very lovely. Hello, everybody in the YouTube chat. Sorry we haven't been able to talk that much. Imagine if Mark was on a satellite Ducati. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Actually find Crash haven't got a live blog of the practice session or qualifying up yet, which, as you know, is very unusual. Oh, okay. Typical. They leave us right when we need them because later on we'll have the race control messages system that Megan doesn't know how to turn off. That's gonna be fun. Oh, this is going to be... It's just a weird situation today. It's one of the hardest situations we have of the entire year in terms of nobody actually knows exactly what we're going to do. Bagnaia, 69 thousandths of a second up at the moment as he comes across the line. This should be a very decent lap time and is with a 131.672. So Pecco Bagnaia jumps up to top spot. Alex Rins still riding despite not being well. He's 22nd, could be down to 21 at the moment. We're going to hold it together out there. 6 minutes to go. Let's have a look at the current session. We've got Quadraro with a 25.6 in that first sector. Look at the flies zooming around. You can see actually there's so many of them. See, this is where I would not be nice because I'd be out there in the pit lane with going like And look at that. Even Bagnaia wanting a tail strip because the amount of flies that have hit his visor, he's used all his tail strips. Bagnaia has no tail strips left on his helmet now. And the flies are hitting every single part. Yeah, well, that's what you get at 10:34 in the morning. Just absolutely gunked in flies. Too to be a Honda has been advertised on the side of the circuit there. I doubt we're heading back to Argentina anytime soon. Marc Marquez 3/10 down as he comes in turn 9 and 10. The double right, Oliveira up to 12th, 132.332. 18 thousandths in the moment at the front of the field separate Bagnaia and Marc Marquez. Quartararo fastest first sector, Acosta and Alex Marquez and Brad Binder fastest second sectors. So they're finding pace. A reminder at the end of this session that we will be moving over as well to the next stream. Now we're staying on JBMotorsports 2. Only the sprint race and the Grand Prix will be on JBMotorsports later on. So everything else will be on JB2. So don't worry about that. Qualifying will still be on this channel. So you just go to and find the video, being the YouTube lives ready to go. Quartararo is looking very alive at the moment as the flies gunk themselves around the circuit. It's quite weird actually, the amount of fly entrails that are going to be on these motorcycles. I think they've been wiped out after 22 motorcycles go around. Quartararo though, flying with them. It's a 131.455 for him. 17 thousandths of a second faster than Bagnaia and Marquez. 18 thousandths between those two as well. So very much a close run at the front, which is what we like to see. It's keeping it up. They hold the line. Bezzecchi, 132.303 on that run around. Just running left and right. Got to keep it together. Got to keep it smooth. Got to keep it real. Let's take a look then at Marco Bezzecchi. This is through turn 11. Yep, flies galore. Oh, and Marc Marquez has gone down! Marc Marquez has crashed. The front end has dipped away. The bike's in sector 4, so I presume this is at turn 14. And it is at turn 14, yeah. The right-hander, slow hairpin. Bike's okay. He'll get that back to the pit lane. He's going to turn in. Under braking, I think the front's going to dip away from him. Yeah, exactly that. Front dips away. Bike's not going to be that badly damaged. It should be an easy repair, and he's not injured. But it's just a simple slip for Marc Marquez. Too much lean angle on entry. So you come down to brake, and it just goes down. Lucky not to be injured. But Marc tops yesterday's sessions. He should be in for an interesting run around. I missed practice 2, as you know. Megan was commentating on it. Marc now trying to redo his bike. He's going to get it going. Past the ambulance. And Marc restarts his bike. He's got some marshals pushing, I think. Oh, he's got a marshal on a scooter that's going to give him a tow down the straight. So, it's 1 minute 40 to go. Quartararo, Bagnaia, Marc Marquez, Martin, Acosta, Morbidelli, Bastianini, Ralph Fernandez, Binder, Zarco, your top 10. Quartararo is going to top a session for the first time, I think, in a long, long time. We're going to see Yamaha at the front, where they deserve to be. It's an interesting situation and an interesting game that is being played. 7 thousandths at the moment. Sector 3, 24.799. 92 thousandths down. So, oh, the flies look like gravel. Megan was right with what she was saying. It's unbelievable how much it's being kicked up. There was thousands of them. It's like an invasion. Into the last corner. Quartararo crosses the line and does a 131.572. So down on his own best lap time. Digi's going back out. Mark comes back in. If I was Mark, I'd blame the flies. Wouldn't you? Blame the flies. They were dead on the circuit and it's just there's no grip. Ugh. Sort of put me off wanting breakfast now, seeing these things. Yeah, she dropped it on entry. Such a simple thing to do. So many fly guts over his visor strip as well. He's run out of visor strips, actually. Checker flag is out. Session is over. It's Quartararo, Bagnaia, Marc Marquez, Martin, Morbidelli, Acosta, Vinales, Bastianini, Ralph Fernandez, Binder, Zarco, Bezzecchi, Oliveira, Marini, Mia, Alex Marquez, Augusto Fernandez, Miller, Aleix Spargo, D'Antonio, Nakagami, and Alex Rins. That's your running order then at the end of the session as everyone now comes across the line to complete the lap times. Pedro Acosta goes fastest by 0.004 of a second, right to the last second. 131.4. 5-1. 0.004 of a second faster than Quartararo, who exits the last corner. Watch out for Aleix Spargo, he's got the fastest third sector as well. Quartararo comes across the line and second. Wait for Aleix. Aleix up to 11th, Augusto Fernandez 12th. Bezzecchi will be the last to cross the line. Franco Morbidelli on a slow lap. So we wait for Bezzecchi to take the flag as he does so now and goes 13th. That's the end then of practice 2. We'll be back in a few moments' time, ready to go for qualifying. If you're watching as well, you are on YouTube, don't go anywhere. We'll go and find the next channel. We'll see you soon. Take care.